what's up and welcome. I'm the one and only West Coast King, and welcome to the follow-up video from yesterday where I kind of dropped the bombshell that I was pretty sure that the Sounder series was going to just be ending right here and now, kind of midway through season number 2. Not even midway through season 2. We're not even actually to June yet in that series. And before I ended that, though, I did want your guys' opinions on how we should proceed. Should we keep going with the Sounders and then finish that season, move on to a new MLS team and stay in the MLS? Should we, leave the Sounders immediately and head to Portugal, which was the only other country offering us a job at that point, and keep the series going, but instead of making it about one team, try to just work our way through a couple of different teams and work our way up the ladder until we're managing one of the better teams in Europe? Or should we just end that series completely and start fresh, start new with a brand new series? And you guys gave me a lot of feedback on that video, like way more comments than I was expecting, and a lot of very productive and constructive comments as well. And it gave me a lot of stuff to think about as I made my decision here. And ultimately, I have come to a conclusion. So not many of you wanted to see me stay with the Sounders and keep that series going in the MLS. I did go in depth on why the MLS is a broken league. And for those of you that wanted to see me stay with the Sounders and stay in the MLS, I do understand. Believe me, I wanted to do that. That was the whole point of that series. But it is just not possible. It's not a viable option for a career mode series to do the MLS. Honestly, I don't even know why the MLS is in the game. It's just completely broken. That league, and I'm sure a lot of leagues around the world are just like that, where the teams are just there to be feeder teams into the bigger leagues, just for their players to grow a little bit and then the bigger leagues buy them. And those leagues will never ever be really viable options in FIFA, at least not FIFA 17, because of that mechanic in the game. I mean, those teams will never buy better players. They'll never try to improve. They'll grow some of the lesser talent into decent players, and then those players will move on. So it's never really going to be a good career mode series league unless you follow suit with the rest of those teams and do that as well. And that's just not an interesting career mode. I'm sure you don't want to see me, build Jordan Morris up into the best possible player like he is right now and then just sell him off. Because if we were to be competitive in the MLS, that's what we would have to do, and that's just not a fun series. So while I understand why you want to see me stay, and I do want to stay as well, it's just not possible. A few of you also supported the option of staying in the series, but just moving to Portugal and keep the series going in, throughout the world as we move forward in our manager career. But yeah, I wasn't too sure about that option, and ultimately it didn't get a whole lot of support either. It got a little bit more support than staying with the Sounders and continuing there, but didn't get all that. It wasn't all that popular either. So yeah, unfortunately, that option kind of went out the window as well. So that means that this series with the Sounders and just the series overall is done. And option 3 was overwhelmingly the winner from you guys. And I was kind of where I was leaning as well. So that series is done and we're moving on to something new. So that leaves the question of what are we going to do now? What are we going to do next? What's the next series going to be? And before I started the Sounder series, a lot of people, or a number of people, were asking about League of the Americas, which is a series we did back in FIFA 16, where we took teams from the United States, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, and Colombia, and we put them in a league of their own and called it the League of the Americas as it represented North and South America. And actually, we took all those teams and put them in France and moved all the teams from France out of there, just so we could have, our own league with a top division and a second division as well. That was the whole point of putting them in France. So yeah, we called that the League of the Americas, and it was a very, very popular series, more so than what I had originally thought it would be. And I was kind of shocked to see that many people wanted to see it again before I started that Sounder series. And when I put out the video yesterday, a lot of people once again said, end of the Sounder series and do League of the Americas again. We really like that series. We want to see it again. I personally really enjoyed doing it. It was a lot of fun, and I know it's a very unique series to include teams from Brazil and the South America that you don't often see them in a career mode series other than buying, their best players in a new league. So, yeah, it's a very unique series and I enjoyed it a lot. And again, a lot of people said, we want to see it again. We want to see League of the Americas, and I couldn't say no to it. So that is the decision I have made. We're going to go back to League of the Americas. We're going to rebuild that league and we're going to do it again. It was a lot of fun the first time, and it's going to be a lot of fun again. And while I have now decided on what series we're going to do, that does not necessarily mean I have chosen the team for the League of the Americas. Last time out, we had Dallas. Dallas was our team, and we did very well. That Dallas team was actually built very, very well to begin with. We had a lot of original Dallas players still on the team when we won the Champions League in season number 3. Obviously, we had brought in a couple of other players, Omar Alsoma, Mario Balotelli. I mean, it was a really, really cool team, and I liked it a lot, but there were still a lot of original Dallas players in that team. And this time around, regardless of what team we pick, I think I'm going to start in League 2 this time with a lesser team, because ultimately, I'm looking for a challenge. The Sounder series was not a challenge. We picked way too good of a team, and we got to the top way too fast. This time around, I want to start from the bottom and work our way back up. So no matter what team we pick, we're going to be starting in League 2. Also, this time around, I was thinking of maybe broadening our horizons. This is the League of the Americas, after all. I thought it might be nice to actually represent a different team or a different league in the Americas. So that's kind of what I want your guys' opinion on for this video is, should we go with the MLS again? I know a lot of people like to see me use MLS teams. That's why a lot of you people are here at this channel, is because I do a lot of MLS based content. But I thought it might be nice to go somewhere else this time and maybe represent a Liga MX team, a team from Mexico. I know a lot of people from yesterday said to go with a Liga MX team or do a Liga MX career exclusively. Just go to Mexico and do a career there. So I thought, I'll leave it open this time. I want you guys' opinion. Should we stick in the MLS, do an MLS team, or represent Mexico this time? Either way, I cannot wait to get this series going once again. It always kind of makes you feel good when you kind of create something and people enjoy it. They want to see more of it. It makes you feel really good. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that series to the point where you want to see it once again. And I'm excited to get it going for a second time, but it'll probably be a couple of days before I can actually get that series underway. I need time to set it up and figure things out, but I'm thinking probably Friday will be episode 0, where we have a look at the league, see what teams will be taking part, and also have a look at our squad. And then the first true episode will be Saturday, where we actually get into the transfer window and start going with our team. Until then, there'll be more Plymouth Argyle, a little bit of a boost to that series as well while we get things sorted with League of the Americas. So a lot more Plymouth Argyle, more Ultimate Team coming this week until we get League of the Americas going this weekend. So thank you guys so much for your comments. I appreciate all of it. I'm glad once again you guys want to see League of the Americas, and I'm excited to get that series going. So that's going to be it for this episode. If you did enjoy it, make sure to let me know by leaving a like below. If you're excited for League of the Americas again, let me know by leaving a like below. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you when we come back for League of the Americas this weekend. Should be fun. See ya.